Welcome back to Python with Andrew, where we look at short, sharp, 5-minute videos on some of the basics of Python. And today I want to follow on from the basic if statement and talk about when we have an if and an else statement together. And this is a situation where we want to go, if this is true, do X, otherwise do something else. So let's flip over to code and let's have a look at the code. So you can see a basic if statement that we looked at before. The weather's raining, and so if the weather's raining, take an umbrella. So that's the basic if statement. It worked fine, and if I run this, we can see, oops, it says take a hat because it's, oh, I made a mistake there. I didn't save it. I save it now, and it says take an umbrella, which is what we want. But what happens when we want to do something else for the alternate? And the way we do that is we have an else statement. And this means that whatever the result is, if it's not true, then we're going to do the else part. Take lunch. Doesn't make sense, but let's say that. So if it's raining, we're saying take an umbrella. Otherwise, we're going to say take lunch. Of course, we're running up front. It says take an umbrella because that's what raining is. But now I'm going to change this to sunny. And in this particular case, it's going to say take lunch. If I change this not to sunny, but to blank, it's going to say take lunch. So it'll keep saying take lunch unless the condition is true. Even if I misspelt the condition, the weather is rain, right? That's not raining, that's rain. And Python is very specific. So again, it'll say take lunch. So this condition has to be true exactly. And if that's the case, then we do the first lot of statements, one or many statements. We might say take an umbrella. We might say take or buy lunch. I would do that. So it could be many statements, right? And if it was raining, we can, let me clear this and have a look at that. Take an umbrella and buy lunch. So we can have many, many statements. Same with the else statement. We can have many, many statements. Home early. Right. Again, and it's not raining, but it's sunny. Clear that. And this time it's going to say multiple statements. So the basic situation is if a condition is true, do that. Otherwise, do all the other statements. Even if I have a complex, if it's raining and it's the weather is and the weather and the time equals early. All right, and let me define time equal to early. All right, that's a more complex condition. I'll clear that. It'll be true, hopefully. Yep. Oh no, sorry, I made a mistake. The time, it's sunny. Okay, so if I put that to raining and clear that, and you can see that it still doesn't work. What have I done wrong now? If the word equals raining, I didn't save it, I don't think. Let me try again. Right. I could see my error, and I thought I'd, rather than re-record the video, I'd show you my error because it shows you how finicky Python is. See how I've got a single quote there, a double quote, and a single quote. I need to match it exactly. In this case, I'm going to use double quotes. All right. So that's a good example of when I've made a little tiny mistake. Sometimes you're looking at it and it's even hard to see unless you look really, really closely, which I had to do. So in this case, we've got a more complex condition, which is true. But if any of these is false, late. Right, it's going to go to the else part. So any part of this condition is false, or more correctly, the whole condition is false, right? And when we use and, both sides have to be true for it to be true. So in this particular case, it failed. So that's a simple explanation for the if and else. We're going to go further in the next video and talk about elif and get a bit more complex. But try this out. This is often the most used. In test something, and if it's true, you go down one path of your program. If it's false, you go down another path. We'll use this selection throughout all our programs as we get more and more complex programs. You know, if true this way, otherwise this way. The most used part of Python, I think. So again, thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.